Hi, good evening. This guy, what are you doing? Okay, I was just gonna look at some shells that I brought back, but he's too interested in those. So I've been gone for a month in Costa Rica, and this guy, he is a cuddle bunny. He's very needy, and I love it so much. So I've been giving him lots of cuddles, but now he's just gonna be here with me, maybe? What do you think? But realistically, he's gonna want to be out in with his brother on the other side, trading places. Okay, so it's been a month since I've been here in my little room here to do a reading because I tried to make it work while I was gone, and I did a few, maybe a handful of readings over the last month, but it wasn't like I thought it would be. I just didn't have the time. My schedule was like I was a TA, a teaching assistant at my massage school where I went to school down in Costa Rica a couple of years ago. They invited me down to be a TA, which was I'm so grateful for that experience. I don't even know how long it'll take for me to integrate what just happened because every day down there feels like a week. So, yeah, I was there almost a year. That's what it feels like. Okay, I need to scoot over a little. Well, maybe not. He's the boss. So, yeah, so I'm just sort of like, what is happening? I got so present every step of the way down there, not in the future, not in the past. I had to be present. There was no other choice but to be present. And I'm so grateful for that experience because I brought it back. And today I was present every step of the way without worrying about the future, thinking about the past. I even had so much stuff to do to get my studio back up and like put together. Like I had unplugged every little thing before I left, no fire hazards. And then water came in through my ceiling while I was gone. The landlord was texting me. I thought I better get in there because I'm going to have a lot of cleaning to do. I did have some cleaning to do, but it could have been much worse. And so, yeah, I just didn't worry about what was going to happen. I just one foot in front of the other, and I had the most amazing treatments today. I did like shiatsu and Thai massage, like combo. I really love that. I just sort of weave them together. I had 2 of those, 90 minutes each, and then I had a relaxation massage, which is still a lot of work. It's just more focused on their relaxation. So that was a great way to end the day. And I was just present. I wasn't worried about, anything. It was awesome. And so then I sit down here and I unpack so many cards I took with me, and I'm putting them back around and I'm getting this all set up, and and I was like, I think it's right. I don't know, does this look okay? Do I have enough space? So anyway, and then I sat down to pray and just call in whatever energy wants to come in, and I guess it's the energy of presence because I'm not thinking about anything else. And I thought, what reading, just like send through whatever message is meant to come through. And you know how a lot of tarot readers online have like themes where they do it for like the zodiac signs? Well, I don't know much about astrology yet. I mean, I know more than I say I do, but realistically, I don't have enough knowledge to feel like I could do that justice ethically. And so I don't really have a category other than what message needs to come through for whoever needs to hear it. And so that's what I'm going with tonight. And it's Monday, February 17th. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel so grateful. I feel so grateful for these little, I just realized what's going on with these guys here. My little horns. I just noticed that. Oh my god. So, yeah, enjoy those. And I don't know. I'm just so grateful and just happy, and I don't even know. There's so much like in my own life, especially with my work, that is so like up in the air. What am I even doing? And and then my continuing education that I've got lined up for the year, and then they say they want me to come back down to Costa Rica for the next term, which I don't know. They got to send me the dates still, but I think it's in August. And then I'm like, can I do it? And then I asked my husband, do you mind like me being gone another month out of the year? Financially, can I even swing it? So I said, yeah, sign me up, because it was a life-changing experience, no joke. Like my life was already like changed, and then yet I still haven't integrated everything that happened this past year. Like what? I was gone January 15th to February 15th, and it felt like a year. I did videos every day. I did voice journals every day. I did my A Course in Miracles, pointing to the book, like you can see it. Those reflections every day. Like, I posted photos and videos, and like every day was so full of beach walks and reflections and surrender and release and swims and student stuff, and all day in the classroom helping students and dealing with emergencies and crises and dramas, and like it was the most rewarding thing I don't think I've ever done. One of the most, I don't know, it's right up there. So yeah, forgive me for delaying the start of this reading by just trying to like understand this energy that I'm feeling, which is just gratitude and presence. I guess that's it. So I'm thanking Spirit for whatever message wants to come through for whoever needs to see it and hear it whenever you are there right now. Thank you. Whoops. Let's just turn that back over as a little flipper. Well, this guy is just chilling. Thankfully, he's not so chill usually. Thank you, Spirit. I'm not going to do reversals. I tend to read them both ways, so we'll see. I knew that was still going to find its way out. I just had a feeling. Maybe I need more space on this desk of mine. Gotta figure out, I need more space. Gotta get it just right. And the overall energy is the Page of Cups. I knew that one was going to come out too. That's weird. That is weird. Or is it? Oh, you have something to say? Okay. So the overall energy is the Page of Cups, which is like, it's fanciful. And maybe a little showy, maybe a little youthful, and just flamboyant, and a little silly. There's like this fish in his cup, and he's got the most see if it pops in. You see that okay? He's got these like, this outfit that's just very kind of playful and showy. And so we'll see what that means. And then in the I forgot to do the okay. That's why this doesn't feel right. Hold on. Remember, I was like, when I held this card, I was like, something doesn't feel right. This was supposed to be the cross. You can tell I'm out of practice. Hold on, we're gonna fix this. And then the next one was here, and then this would have been here, and this would have been here. So I'm taking them all backwards a notch. And this would have been here, and then that was on the bottom though, so that's still the overall energy. Trust me, I got this. Trust me, I messed up. Okay, that's a nice outcome. Okay, we fixed it, guys. We fixed it. Okay, now this makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Yes. Because this, I wasn't feeling it. I mean, when you know. Wasn't feeling it for the outcome. So that still stays for the overall energy. And then we have, for the current energies, we have the 5 of Swords crossed by the 3 of Cups. Okay, so this is like, are you feeling some regret over maybe some hurt that you caused accidentally? And it could be maybe not even to other people. I mean, sometimes they say these people are all the same person at different phases of life. And so this could be like, really just shame, hiding the face. This one looks a little like battle worn, battle weary. And this one is kind of looking back saying, what have I learned from that? I'm picking up my swords, which are like thoughts or lessons learned. And so are you at a place right now where you're sort of looking back at points in your life where they just weren't the happiest, or you felt, what am I feeling here? There's some element of shame showing up. And even with these gray, jaggedy clouds, things aren't, they're just not, it's just not a good, warm and fuzzy feeling. But you're looking back as like, what have I learned from that? And then the cross energy here is the 3 of Cups, which is like togetherness and harmony. And it seems to be saying, where I'm looking back to all those points in my life where there wasn't harmony, where there wasn't togetherness, and you're feeling a little remorse, like for maybe relationships in your life, friendships and otherwise, that maybe turned south or had to be let go. And maybe there's a little remorse over that. And so let me know if that resonates. I'm feeling like something about that is true. And it could be feeling shame for the way like you treated people in your life that caused a lack of harmony, a lack of togetherness. And we've all done it. Those are lessons learned. And that's what these swords are saying. You're picking them up as like lessons learned. And we've in time to go forward. Jump ahead, we'll get there again, but jump ahead to the ultimate final outcome, if we deal with some things here, is the Ten of Cups, which is like you've transcended all of this and you've gone to the ultimate happiness, ultimate fulfillment. And so you're in a good spot for those, like picking up those swords, lessons learned. And now it's like, how do we move forward? And so what we have here, and what you may not see, or it could just be what's way back in your mind or subconscious, is the Seven of Wands. And you can see here, this one looks like you're backed up on a ledge, like feeling very defensive. And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, for this, if you're at a place now where you're finally accepting the hurt that you may have caused to yourself and others, there was probably a lot of defensiveness building up to this point that you're trying to release. And this is saying, yeah, it's time to release that, because it just keeps you defending this when it said, when you even know you're learning the lessons. There's no more defense to be had. So it's time to release this. And definitely feeling that. And then in the conscious thought is the Page of Swords, which is like, I'm getting chills. This is so, this makes so much sense with the feelings that are coming through. So the Page of Swords is that, they usually say, the enthusiasm for learning. And it's like, yeah, you're in the middle of the hard part of learning those lessons. You're picking up those swords to say, I'm definitely going forward, taking what I've learned forward with me. And there's some enthusiasm for that. It's like you're ready to let go of all of this defense mechanisms you've had for defending why you were behaving the way you were, why you were treating people the way you were treating them. And it was probably out of like, just not forgive them, they know not what they do, that sort of thing. Like something just changed and shifted, and that'll be interesting to take a look at this. What shifted to get you to this point? Which you're at a good spot now. Now it's time to release that. And you do have an enthusiasm, just this like your great motivation for moving forward with that ultimate lesson learned. And it's like you feel larger than life here. Like, yeah, I've learned so much. I'm ready to apply this to my future relationships, friendships, etc. So that's a great spot to be in. I got chills again. Yeah, this guy's on his belly. Wants his belly rubbed. And then in the immediate past, we have the Six of Wands. And it's interesting because this one's usually about like victory, success, recognition. And oh, this horse is kind of looking back like, okay, whatever. And this guy here is like doesn't look like he's celebrating you. So it's like maybe there were some things that were just all appearances in the past leading up to this, where the people who really knew you were like, yeah, I don't know. Did you feel that? And then even yourself, maybe you knew it was all a little for show too, just for appearances, maybe wearing masks and just wanting the recognition, wanting to be seen, which is a human thing. And it's like, well, maybe there wasn't so much victory and success really up to now, because only now are we starting to learn those lessons. So maybe in the past things were just, there's a lot of like things that were just for show or putting up appearances, because there was probably a lot of hurt inside that led to the hurting yourself and others with certain behaviors and certain defense mechanisms. And then in the immediate future, we have Judgment, which I love this card. I have to tell you, it's one of my favorite in the deck. And it's really that stepping into a new way of being in the world. It's definitely awakening. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. I have a sinus thing going on right now. Yeah, this is like you're stepping out of the coffin into like the truth of how you want to move forward. This is an awakening card. I feel that for you. You're definitely awakening to a new way of moving through the world. And then in your heart space, or how you really feel, there's this, oh, I got chills again. There's this Three of Swords, which is that I think there's a lot of heartache for the hurt you've caused. And so you want to move through that. And I don't think you're trying to rush through it. It definitely feels like you're trying to feel into that in order to learn those lessons. And so that's beautiful. Feel it. It definitely makes us stronger. It makes us know that we're never going to do that again. And then we have the Five of Wands in the surrounding energies. And again, that's like this kind of like this ego state. Now, that's not a bad thing. You know, ego can help us. But this is like, again, all for show. All these guys are like, oh, mine's the best. No, mine. And they're not even looking at each other. It's like, who's looking at you when you hold this up and say, I'm the best? Yeah, no one's recognizing you for that. And so that's just that surrounding energy that kind of goes with this Six of Wands. That kind of goes side by side, where it's like a little bit of ego, a little bit of all for show, a little bit of mask wearing. That's, again, totally human. We're moving past that. And then we have the King of Swords and the fears and hopes, which is interesting. We'll have to clarify this one. Because the King of Swords is like definitely from in a place of power and right-mindedness. So that's not a bad thing. But it might be like maybe the fear part of that, because I feel like this position is always like two sides of one coin. Might just be like my way is the right way, and maybe it's all swords and mental and intellect. And I don't see a lot of heart here. There's not a lot of heart space here. So if there's anything of caution, it's like moving forward, yeah, be right-minded, but come into the heart space as well. It's like that seems to be lacking here. And then again, the final outcome, should we address everything here, is the Ten of Cups, which is ultimate happiness and ultimate fulfillment. That's not bad. Okay. I'm going to go a little more quickly here, maybe. I always say that. I took a lot of time at first to talk, and then I messed up the spread, and so we're just going with it. So what I'd like to do now is bring out a clarification for the overall energy. And so what I'd like to do is bring out the archetypes deck. And let's just ask Spirit, like, please help us clarify the overall energy in this Page of Cups. And are we on track here with this reading so far? What can we do to help deepen our understanding and where we're going forward? Thank you, Spirit. Please help me get a new card, because these are sticking together. And I was just in a more humid climate than here. And I took these babies with me. So I just want to make sure I can get them all mixed up better. Thank you, Spirit. The Nectar. Ooh, it's a pretty card. Let's take a peek. The Nectar, L-V-I-I-I. I have to show you this. They always had the most beautiful collage-y type designs. L-V-I-I-I. I can find it. Jelly bean, how you been? Yes, one more. Everything's sticky. The nectar, the medicine, the elixir, the garden. In Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as amrit or nectar that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar or sacred elixir is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance, soma, it's known to activate subtle intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Though esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The Nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle form that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has activated the substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. Beautiful. When light, glowing, relaxed, subtle illumination. When dark, fixation on fixing, aggressive approach to healing. Go Deeper, The Wind One Brilliant Day by Antonio Machado. The Nectar, the Mystic, and Althea cards are linked. It is the mystic who, like Krishna, turns poison into nectar, and it is truth that can often serve as a potent elixir for healing. I just got chills again. Sense the nectar within you, dripping from the crown of the head and soothing the brain. Let it drip down the spine like sweet honey. This is beautiful. And you know what made me think of? The Page of Cups is like the nectar. It's like this is where you are, is calling in all of the sweet healing power of the nectar to heal this energy of just being on the defensive and hurting those around you, and you are so ready to heal that pain that it's that sweet nectar. Like when you have this Three of Swords in that heart space placement, it's like the nectar is like the soothing, calming, healing salve. That word's funny. That's just like so nourishing. And this is such a sweet, that's just brought like this energy of this sweet gentleness to this reading. I feel like Spirit's being very gentle with you during this healing, because it seems like because you recognize the hurt. So there's no more hard lessons for you. You're already, I feel it, you're already learning them. So how do we go forward from here? I feel like we want to clarify a couple things. I'm going to bring out, since we're talking about sweetness, this is the Light Seers Tarot, and the images are just so beautiful and sweet and tender a lot of times that I feel like this reading really calls for this. Thank you, Spirit. Please help us clarify this Seven of Wands. Thank you. We have King of Wands. That King of Wands is all fire. Fire and fire. And see this lion in the background? There's like this strength. But the lion's kind of like outside, detached. It's like maybe you've been detached or disconnected from your source of strength. That's led you feeling extra defensive. Ooh, and the Five of Pentacles is in that state of lack. Oh, I'm feeling that. Like, yeah, where was your true source of strength? Oh, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, this is definitely something that, again, another card of like defenses are up and not ready to not really ready to see. So there's something that led to this in your life that we can start to maybe unfold, like really clarify. So yeah, I just want to be real tender with this. The others, I'm not really feeling the need to clarify too much yet. What I'd like to do, we're still going backwards in time. Let's get a little Dixit action. I'm going to pull out several cards by intuition. And I can't have all of these at once, so I'm just going to pick and choose some from these different parts. Because there's so many, because I went a little bonkers when I got into Dixit storytelling cards. Spirit, please help. Please help us understand more about this Seven of Wands energy and this feeling disconnected from our source of strength. Like, what led us here to the defensive, to like really feeling like tangled up and blindfolded, to not seeing the truth. Like, yeah, something is keeping us disconnected from our intuition also, and our strength. Thank you, Spirit. How far back does this go? What do you want to tell us? Thank you. It looks like somebody's poking fun. Were you ridiculed or bullied as a kid? That's okay if you were. Oh, and then we have looks like two people in a teepee creating smoke signals. That's interesting. And then we have a ship being like about ready to be tossed on a wave. The reason I like to use these, because it's all imagery, and we can really feel into the energy that's coming from these to see what resonates. And immediately, this is feeling like maybe a couple of things from childhood. And it's such a common story too, but it feels like it really resonates with this feeling disconnected from strength and acting from a place of defensiveness and being cut off from your own intuition and just feeling in a state of lack. It can stem from being bullied or made fun of as a kid that led you to have like this feels very like imaginary, like having imaginary friends, or just retreating off into your own world of make-believe, because kids can be cruel. So maybe you had your own way to be alone and make your own fun and have your own imagination. But that means maybe having fewer friends. And then maybe there was some home life that wasn't stable, like with this ship getting tossed like on the seas. Did you feel like you didn't have stable ground as a kid? And so all of that is a recipe for just not feeling grounded or in your strength, feeling a state of lack. So I'm just going to leave those there to kind of clarify the Seven of Wands. Now, I don't feel like I need to go deeper in that. That's a lot of like personal childhood stuff. And take what resonates, leave the rest. But this it's all making like so much cohesive sense for the reading. Okay. So it's like, what do we want to do? How do we want to go forward from here? What are we curious about? Are you curious about how to get to this fulfillment? I'm curious about that. What might we need to see? I want to go to the wisdom of the shadow, because there might be one big thing that's asking us to really shine a light on it. I mean, we understand to work through this whole defensiveness, but it's like, that might seem a little vague or like too big. What is the real underlying thing we're being asked to confront and work on? Thank you, Spirit. Yes. Vulnerability. Woo. Look at that. It says, love me, tell me I'm okay, look at me, see me. Did I make a mistake? How will I survive? Will I die alone? Am I enough? How can I do it? Oh, am I seen? Are you here? What am I supposed to do? Will I ever have another partner? Why is this happening? How will there be enough? Talk about that Five of Pentacles, that state of lack. I mean, this is, oh my God, you guys. Oh, my heart. This message is for a few of you. All of us at one point have probably felt some amount of this, but if you're in the thick of this, you're in such a good spot. I just have to keep reiterating that. This is, you're learning those lessons, and pretty soon, this vulnerability, we said, what are we curious about? How to move forward? And that means taking a look at the one big thing that's asking us to really heal, to look at in order to move forward. And that's our sense of vulnerability. And that goes right along with this Seven of Wands defensiveness, doesn't it? We're only defensive because we don't want to feel vulnerable. Because ultimately we do feel vulnerable underneath it all, and we're trying to protect that. So I think it's time to bring down the protections. Exposed fist is what this art is called. I am brave in the expression of my full truth. I see the gifts of standing in my vulnerability. Oh, I see the gifts of standing in my vulnerability. That's beautiful. Heart peeled back, wide open, exposed, uncertain, scared, calling out to be seen and heard, empowered and sad, trying and tired, fear and fighting, truth and wholeness, screaming and stillness, trusting and questioning, willing. Vulnerability can feel risky. We are exposing our hearts and opening to possibilities of rejection, hurt, abandonment, or being seen in a way that isn't desirable. When we can connect with others on real, human, messy, flawed levels in a world that values infallibility, the connections feel more nourishing and meaningful. We can only do that with a willingness to bear it all emotionally, with full authenticity, without being frozen in fear of what others think. If we stuff down what wants to be expressed, we can get caught in spirals of self-isolation, insecurity, overthinking, shame, or doubt. Vulnerability is a radical act. Our weaknesses and faults are what make us human. The world has been created around us. The world that has been created around us, that values an image of perfection without wavering, is in need of a realness and a return to vulnerable true expression. We are seeing this happen collectively. Women reclaiming gray hair and unmade faces, ads showing wider range of bodies, ages, and skin, and more truths about emotion, mental health, and real-life challenges being shared socially. More realness, please. It is okay to be human, to have emotion, to have flaws, to have fears, and it is okay to share all of that. In fact, here is your self-permission slip. Invite yourself to be you in all the truth, wildness, uniqueness that you are. Share it with others. Contemplations. What layers of vulnerability would feel good to share? How do I feel hearing others share relatable vulnerabilities? How can I create safer spaces to share more vulnerability? Ritual. Practice vulnerability by speaking truths to yourself that you feel are challenging to share. Sit in front of a mirror and speak 5 things out loud that feel true to you, but feel a bit too vulnerable to share with others. Hold your own, share gently, without judgment or feedback. To speak things out loud to ourselves and release them from our body enables us to express them to others. Then, reach out to someone close to you who will also hold your share without judgment. Share 2, 3, or all of the vulnerable truths with them. That is beautiful. So that's what you got to do to move forward. That sweet nectar is going to just cover you as you explore your vulnerability. Do those exercises. Man, you're going to wake up, awaken to a new way of moving through the world if you can get in touch with your vulnerability. There's strength in vulnerability. I just got chills with that lion. Where'd you go? This lion here. This lion's going to come right back into you. You're going to feel that strength, and you won't feel the need to be defensive anymore. And that's what's caused the hurt. So I think that's probably enough for today. We went a little long because I got a little chatty. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I still can't see you. But for reals, I do want to take this a little deeper, so I think we'll do an extended. But for now, we'll just put a pause on this, and I'll take it into the extended. So thank you so much for watching. If you don't watch the extended, I still wish you all the best, feeling into this, healing your vulnerability, and just, this is so beautiful and gentle. I so appreciate this message that came through. I'm so grateful for it, and for this gentle beauty and the nectar. I mean, I just want to be quiet. Okay, but we're going to go into the extended. So thank you so much.